Shams Charania, a senior insider for the NBA for ESPN. Obviously coming on to talk about Kyrie Irving. Tore his ACL last night in a game. Shot his free throws, though. Tears falling from his eye. Buries 2 free throws. And those will be the last 2 shots of the year for he, as this will do it for Kyrie Irving's 2025 season down there in Dallas. Obviously, he picked up a brand new teammate after losing Luka and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis got hurt in his debut game for the Mavs after going crazy. He did have a good start. Kyrie Irving now out for the rest of the year, and everybody's looking at the GM named Nico, who got together with the conditioning staff and the nutritionist and some other suits and somehow convinced themselves that they were more important than Luca Doncic to the Dallas Mavericks, shipped him out of town, and now the Dallas Mavericks are without Kyrie, which is a bummer for all of us because watching Kyrie do his shit is worth a watch all the time. But Anthony Davis not playing, Kyrie now out, and the Mavs fans, mass exodus.
Yeah.
Third quarter. This isn't even fourth quarter. This is a third quarter. Remember, there was protests about Luka being sent out of town. He was the face of that franchise. This Nico guy, formerly of Nike, I think was the one that negotiated the deal with Anthony Davis and with Nike. I think he's also the one that called Steph Curry Steven, maybe? I forget. He messed up the entire pitch for Steph Curry. We've learned a lot about this guy because, boy, Mavericks fans hate this guy. And a lot of people around the NBA go, this guy might be the dumbest guy in the history. I think some people said he actually might have a fetish for being humiliated. That is why he made this decision. I mean, that's how far it went with this general manager for the Dallas Mavericks. Now there's conspiracy theories in abundance about the future of this Mavericks team, and I guess you have to have that convo. Mark Cuban sold that team, obviously, last year. We were wondering what the deal was. Then we heard maybe they were trying to get a casino in town. Now the casino hasn't been cleared. Are they trying to lose down there in Dallas? Let's go to the toxic table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. It's getting loud on the internet about them tanking and trying to get kicked out of Dallas. This is all alleged, but this is a very loud talking point that we are not making up. This is just actually happening in the real world right now.
Yeah, it's all alleged, but the woman that bought the team from Mark Cuban, I believe, made a majority of her money, family money, from casinos. And the first thing that she said basically was, oh, okay, like we're going to put a casino, hotel, the entire thing, a Patriots place, which we see with the NFL, you know, Jerry World, obviously very profitable. You go, you stay for an entire weekend, a week, you got the hotel right next to the place. It's all right there next to the arena. Money. It's all the money, you know, in one place. We see the top 2 teams in the NFL when it comes to revenue per home game. You know, the Cowboys make, you know, 70+ mil per home game. The Patriots make 50+ mil per home game because they own all the stuff around the stadium. That's where everyone is. That's where everyone spends their time. So one of the first things allegedly she wanted to do was put a casino there. Obviously, hey, that's not going to happen. Oh, okay, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm going to move the team to Vegas because that's where, you know, that allegedly that's where not alleged. Her stuff is, you know, there in Vegas, but allegedly that was what the threat was. Allegedly response, no, you can't move the team from Dallas. Dallas is a staple. The Mavericks in Texas, they've had success recently, both going to the finals, and then also Dirk Nowitzki, you know, beating the Heatles not too recently, you know, so that entire thing. And then allegedly after that entire, hey, no, you can't do this. You can't move the team. You guys have a face of the NBA. Well, no, we don't.
No, we don't. We got rid of him.
No, we don't. He's actually
we got an eyebrow of the NBA, but he's not going to play a lot of games. I don't think with the way it's going to go. And he has a chance. We're not giving up. No. We got Kyrie, Anthony Davis, new thing. This is for the future of the team. But you can see how the people who are, you know, conspiring these ideas about what's going on with the Mavs, because the decisions are being looked at as puzzling by everybody. Basketball brains, other people from outside. Like these dudes, they're going to be making decisions to try to get the hell out of town, try to make their fans hate them. And I'll tell you what, it worked, didn't it? Yeah. Their fans are bailing on them third quarter. Get us the hell out of here.
Not all bad, though. They are also raising ticket prices, I think, 8 to 10% next year.
So that is a classic one, too.
So,
okay, we don't have any of your favorite players, and you're going to have to pay more money. You don't want to come, right? We can't move tickets here anymore. That is a wild move if that's the case. What a heel villain move by new owner to come in right underneath Mark Cuban's nose, because he's still a minority owner and he still has those tickets, you know, and he's still at the games, and he's looking around like, I'm just confused as everybody else. Feels like everything we maybe built here is kind of crumbling right in front of our eyes. Obviously, Kyrie's injury doesn't help with that convo. We are sending nothing but T's and P's to Kyrie. That sucks, dude. We're so sorry. And the Mavs fans, Luka's doing it in LA.
Just go with him.
Luka is absolutely doing it
with him
in Los Angeles. Nico, this general manager for the Mavericks, It is being alleged by a lot of humans that have opinions and are on the internet that they're trying to tank this team so they can get them the hell out of Dallas. Well, it seems like all systems are working in that front. You get rid of your star. He turns out to be an absolute beast still. Looky, the guy that took your team to the finals last year can still play basketball well for the Lakers. Yeah. They go to the number 2 in the West. Kyrie now devastating ACL, which we will all obviously miss last night. Anthony Davis gets hurt in his first game. There's been picketing, protesting, and now mass exodus from these games from Mavericks fans that are diehard fans. What is going on in Dallas, and how do you think everybody around the NBA is viewing the current Maverick situation, Sean?
Boys, I think what's going on in Dallas is what was going on in the immediate aftermath of that trade that happened on February 1st is how did this happen? And I think Mavs fans in particular, they're still dealing with it. And that conspiracy theory that you're talking about, that they're tanking so much, that they're at war with their fans, that they are doing everything possible to alienate their fans is because they want to move the team. I've seen that conspiracy online. To my knowledge, Pat, there's zero truth to that. That's just not a reality. But the fact that that's even a conspiracy out there just lets you know how deeply extreme that trade was in the eyes of a lot of people around the league, literally everyone in Dallas. I mean, you think about the Mavs and their fan base. Luca Doncic, a generational player, 25 years old, just turned 26. He's someone, the 77 jersey is going to be all over Dallas forever. He was someone Mark Cuban said once, I would rather get a divorce than to trade Luka Doncic. I wanted to retire Luka Doncic's jersey. And I know in talking to people on Luka Doncic over the last 72 hours, I was at that Lakers-Clippers game on Sunday. He had no intention ever of leaving Dallas. He had just bought a new home in Dallas, for a lofty price. He did not want to go anywhere. You think of a player coming from abroad, they're very committed, they're loyal, and that's how he viewed himself with the Mavericks. It's like one team, one city forever. And I think that's going to carry over to the Lakers. I think he's loving his time in LA. I think he's loving how the Lakers, you think about what the Lakers brand is, it's like treating stars like stars. It's Hollywood. It's making the star players bigger than life. And that's what we're going to see with Luka Doncic. But for the Mavericks, I mean, this is just tough because Kyrie Irving was having an all-star. He made his 9th NBA All-Star team. He was going for everything. We've been talking on this show. I remember when I used to come on here in 2020, 2021, and he was getting absolutely crushed. You think about his decision not to take the COVID vaccine shot. You think about how his image started to go in Brooklyn. He was reclaiming his spot the last couple of years as an upper echelon top player, the spot that he deserves. And he was on track to get a max contract this offseason potentially. He has a player option for $44 million next season. You look at from a stats perspective, Pat, 25 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's the only player in the NBA this season averaging at least 20 points, at least 50% three-point shooting, and at least 90% from three. And for me, this was a devastating injury for him. Sorry, that's at least 20 points, 40% three-point, 90% from the foul line. Only player in the NBA averaging that. Fifth of his career, second most ever. He's having a great
year. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, he's having a great year. 50 of 62 games. Got it.
But, Pat, what I will say is his leadership went beyond everything because you think about the deteriorated relationship between Luka Doncic and that organization. In a lot of ways, Kyrie Irving was that in between. And the front office leaned on Kyrie Irving, even with their communication with Luka Doncic. And so that relationship had strained. They traded Luka. And now, I mean, Anthony Davis has been out since his opener, since the first game he played. I think his representatives, I think they're going to huddle up. I think they're going to have some very hard conversations. It's not out of the realm of possibility. That's the last time that one game was the last time we've seen Anthony Davis this season.
Okay, so because Kyrie's injured, now there's nothing to, he doesn't even, oh my God. This Nico guy is going to survive? He just has a lifetime job?
He's got multiple years left on his contract. I mean, in the aftermath of that trade, I remember I came on here and I said, we'll judge this trade in the next few months, in the next few years. Oh. This trade is dependent on the Mavericks going far, and they've already been to the finals with Luka Doncic. So what else can you do besides get to the finals? It's winning a championship. That's what Nico Harrison and the Mavericks have set the standard of being judged on. And Nico Harrison, in his post trade press conference said, "We'll see if I'm right or not. We'll see."
Yeah, we will. It's kind of all unfolding right now, but he said he's playing along. In the long term, this is best for the Mavs, which feeds the conspiracy. What is the long term?
Yeah.
But you're saying there's no truth to it at all. But
put the hookah down, man.
Anytime, and he has a beer, this guy, this son of a bitch, he drinks a beer whenever he does something good. And then every once in a while, I see him, he's burning hookah.
Blowing O's.